Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today is Sunday morning. It's July 18th of 2021. It's 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 degrees Celsius. Today we're going to do minis in sphagnum. We're going to repot a maple grown in sphagnum moss, and then we're going to be potting a maple from a root maker's pot into sphagnum moss. Now this is my maple that's been grown in sphagnum moss in a little pot with this little ladybug to keep it company. So let's see how it looks. Let's get our container here. See? Look how nice you can pull it out. Nice root ball. And all we're gonna do is since this is moss and there's nothing really terrifically binding in it, we're just going to take our scissors and cut some of these roots off that are growing out, and that's all you got to do when you're doing moss. Just cut it back because the rest of the roots are intact. Now I got my gloves on because I had the moss sitting for more than 48 hours, so just for a little protection. So all we're going to do is take our moss, stick it into the bottom of the pot, push it in firm, and take our little tree that's growing, put it in, push everything back in tight. Remember, you got to push it in so everything binds, the new with the old. And now this is not going to hurt the roots. And this is an easy way to make a little mini bonsai with a maple and just pure unmilled sphagnum moss, long fibered moss. And look at the nice little leaves you get from it. Not too bad for a little tree like this. And what I usually do is I keep it in a little container. Let me press down with my finger on the bottom to keep that moss in, to hold it in good. And that's the repotting of a little maple. Look at the nice tree you get out of it. Granted, the pot's a little dirty, you have to clean it, but it's outside. When I bring it in for the winter, then I'll bring it in. I'll clean it up. We got one little leaf. We're going to dip and clip the bad one off. It was turning a little yellow. This one was a little dry, so we're going to cut that one off. Cut this one off here, that's a little dry. And that's about it. And then, so it doesn't grow any taller, we're going to cut it back to about here. Cut it back to about here. And then we'll let it grow into more of a broom style tree. So let's put its little mascot in there, its little ladybug. That's one down. Now, this one was taken out of a root maker's pot. So if you hang on for just a second, let me get a pot because I knew I forgot something doing the video. Okay, here we come back. And here's the pot we're going to use. All it is an old what do you call one of them pots for reptiles, a water bowl. So we're going to take our maple, but before we do anything to it, we're going to clip off some of the leaves. I'm going to clip it to here, clip this one. All we're going to do is clip some of the leaves that are yellowing a little bit. And then we're going to take this one big piece off of moss that we don't have. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we got a nice little flat root base system there. We got most of the soil off. That's the main thing when you do sphagnum. When you do this new method, you gotta make sure most of all that stuff is off. So there, we took that off. Now all we're gonna do, let me see if I can get a better dish here for you. Let's put this on the side so you can see what I'm doing. Put that there, we'll put this here. Take that off, and all we're gonna do is take our moss, and let's see, let's put it closer to the bucket so you can see what I'm doing. And for your little minis, with that hole, you don't cover nothing up. You just pack it in. Pack it in. Real nice. And then we're going to get some moss and put it around the roots. We're going to just pack it in. I mean, this is the easy part. We're just packing, well, not the easy part. If you got arthritis, it's going to be the hardest part. But you got to really push it in and push it in and push it in, so we get everything nice and firm into the pot, the container. Just push it. Let the water flow out, but just push it. We want to get this in the best we can. We want to get a lot of soil in there, a lot of moss. Now this is easy to do a mini because you don't use a lot of the sphagnum moss up on the bigger ones. If you want to do a bigger one, like we repotted before, we're going to check that out in about a week or so and see how it's doing. But right now this is doing pretty good of getting it in, pushing it in. And remember, you got to have good strong fingers to get it into the pot. There we go. Push, push, push. Push it in there. Push it in there. Look how nice. Straighten it out a little bit. Got this in. Got my finger. See, when a flat pot sits on a flat base, it keeps the sphagnum moss in pretty good. But you just hold it in, and there you go. And now we don't have to worry about it. We're going to see how it's going to take off in about a week. I'll keep you updated on it. But you can grow it. You've seen that little one right here grow in the moss. It's got no problem growing in it, and you keep it more miniaturized, and the roots have a better chance of developing into the moss, because the moss has great properties in making this plant grow. So we got that in there pretty good. Now, decorations you don't have to worry about. No decorations for now, because we want this to grow. Get a little bit of the moss in, and there's your little mini. Quick, simple, and easy. And if you don't like all the little sticks and stuff that's inside the moss growing, you take your scissors, you dip and clip. Just clip off the unsightly ones that you don't like. And it's easy. And these bowls are real easy to drill too. And look at the nice little landscape bowl that you have. And I got the lipstick on there. It keeps it sealed so it doesn't die all the way back. So there you have it. A nice little mini. 2 little minis. So don't be afraid to try it out. And look at our tree rose cactus. See, it's still good after the last time I planted. It was about 5 days ago. So later on, I'll give them a good water, because they're hardened off real good and they should be okay. So thank you for coming for Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors for this little mini tour early in the Sunday morning. Today is Sunday, so spend the day with the family. Have a good time. It's over here in Chicago. It's nice and sunny out. We should have a nice day, and at night, sit down with the family, have a cup, make yourself a nice pot of tea, sit down, relax, watch some Lawrence Welk from the 50s, let the kids see what good music is, and have a good evening. And remember, when the moss is old, wear some rubber gloves, because if you got any cuts, it prevents any diseases or anything getting into your hands or anything else. But usually the moss is pretty good. I have never had a problem with it, but there's always a first time. So you take care, everyone. Have a great Sunday, and thank you for coming to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors.